became a day of light, September 4th rose over a city folded in on itself. Air was scarce. Doors closed faster than prayers. The plague advanced without a face, and Palermo counted its dead as one counts the last of one's strength. In those days, fathers buried sons. Mothers kept the fire burning without knowing for whom. Children learned too early the weight of silence and the value of a breath. The city survived on its knees, but it survived together. It was in this time without a clear future that an ancient name began to circulate again, passed from mouth to mouth, first as a whisper, then as a certainty. Rosalia. She who chose the cave, she who knew stone and distance, she who knew how to disappear in order to remain. September 4th does not fall from the sky. It rises from the paving stones, from flaking balconies, from open hands. On that day, Palermo breathes differently. The city no longer walks, it moves forward together. Because one day, here, death retreated. Rosalia does not descend. She watches. When the city was suffocating, when fear clung to the walls, she left the rock in the cave to return to the living. Her bones carried through the streets opened a passage. The plague fell silent. The city drew breath again. That passage never closed. It still runs through the generations. Grandparents told it without emphasis as one passes on a vital fact. Parents wove it into gestures, into processions, into respectful silences. Children absorb it without knowing, in the rhythm of footsteps, in a fervor that asks for no explanation. Since then, that founding gesture still circulates in every slow procession, in every measured step behind the relics, in every hand extended without thinking. A body crossing the city to remind that Palermo does not die alone, that it has never crossed history without memory. On September 4th, something unique occurs. Distances fall away. Neighborhoods answer one another. Differences fall silent without disappearing. That day, no one asks where you come from. You walk side by side. Hands pass candles along. Shoulders support one another in the dense crowd. Eyes recognize one another without knowing each other. The city becomes a single moving body, a tightly woven fabric of presences where each carries a little of the other's step. Since then, her name moves through the warm September air, borne by voices, by shared wine, by the slow steps of the elders. She knows flight, isolation, chosen silence. She knows the cost of withdrawal and what it means to return when the people call. The people do not pray to her as one makes a request. They greet her as one recognizes a faithful presence. Every lifted gaze, every fragile flame repeats the same thing. You did not look away. You stayed. And we are still here, together. On September 4th, Palermo does not remember in order to mourn. It remembers in order to endure. Streets vibrate, bodies brush past one another, fervor circulates without shame. The sacred walks barefoot, mixed with sweat, laughter, tears. The celebration hides nothing. It affirms that life has won the right to remain and to be shared. This day carries a precise memory, not a legend smoothed by time, but a date engraved in the collective flesh, a before, a turning point, and after. A moment when Palermo understood that survival is never crossed alone, and that fraternity protects as much as faith. Rosalia does not promise perfect tomorrows. She recalls an ancient gesture still alive, to resist without hardening, to love this land despite its scars, to become a people when the world fragments, to hold the hand of those who walk beside us and of those who will come after. That day, Palermo does not celebrate a saint. It celebrates a living union, a bond passed on. between the dead and the living, between elders and children, between fear endured and trust shared. And when night falls over the harbor, September 4th remains suspended, like a hand resting on the city's shoulder. Present, silent, faith.